3 simple fixes to upgrade your slices into draws. I'm going to show you exactly how to identify these 3 patterns that are already built into your golf swing that make you a slicer and how to fix them step by step. I'm Coach Andrew Banner with Golf Solved, and I'm trying to make this as simple as possible for you to go from slices to draws in 3 simple steps. If you stick with me all the way to the end, you're going to know exactly how to identify why you're a slicer, how to fix it, and implementing that process step by step in 3 simple moves so you can hit those draws on repeat and understand why. One of the most common faults or flaws that I see in a pattern from a pivot perspective that leads to slicing is hip sway. If you take a look from the face-on camera angle and you saw this an imaginary line outside of my trail leg parallel to it, you would never see a tour player bust through that line with their trail leg and hip. That's called hip sway. That's where the trail hip gets stacked on top of that trail ankle joint. That does not happen in a tour player swing. So what do we want to look like? We want to turn to the top of the backswing without any hip sway. And I'm going to show you a couple examples here of tour player swings from the face-on camera angle, showing you how they execute a pivot with 0 hip sway to the top of the backswing. So first, let's take a look from the face-on camera angle. Here, we'll use Charlie Wi. As he goes from setup, P1, all the way to P4, notice how there is 0 hip sway. He does not touch the green line. We can take a look at another example. Let's use Nelly Korda. As she works from P1 to P4, top of backswing, again, you can notice how she has 0 hip sway. So that's step 1. Now let's focus on step 2, swing plane. At P4, you will see a lot of tour players, not all, are going to get into a position where the club is basically on a 45-degree plane. This makes it very easy for those tour players to stay on plane down to impact, working down on that 45-ish degree angle. It's when you get above that swing plane, steep and over the top, is where slicing starts to come into play as a top option or outcome. So we want to work to get to that great position where the club head is above and behind our hands in a position of depth, already on that 45-degree plane. So as you work down to impact, it's consistently on a shallow pathway back to the ball to hit the inside portion of the golf ball to be able to hit push draws on repeat. So let's take a look at a couple tour player examples as they work to the top of the backswing. You're going to take a look here at Nelly Korda from P1 all the way to the top of the backswing, and notice how that shaft is approximately on a 45-degree angle at the top of the backswing and then stays on plane all the way down to impact. That makes it easy and efficient for her to repeatably hit push draws. Example number 2, we're going to use Charlie Wi. Again, that same down the line camera angle as he works from P1 all the way up to P4, top of backswing. Positionally, you can see how that shaft is in between the plane lines, approximately on that 45-degree plane, coming down on plane back to impact. And so how are we going to work on upgrading that, building that into your golf swing? Let's take a simple split grip, almost as if you're holding a hockey stick. The one hand's at the end of the grip, the glove hand's at the end of the grip, the other hand is just below the grip. And so by doing this, if we work to the top of the backswing, it's going to generally put you into that 45-degree angle, and then you're going to be able to feel that swing plane down to impact without getting the club head out over and in front of you in that over-the-top position. So what are you going to do? You're going to repetitiously work on this without a golf ball in front of you. Simply look at the camera and see if you're swinging on plane. If you are, then put your hands into a normal grip position and let's start retracing that same pattern, slowly working down to impact, working on that pattern, returning it down to impact. And if you've continuously proven to yourself on video that you're doing it correctly, now you can put yourself in a positive space, ball on a low tee or on a fluffy lie, and then you're going to work on that same form and technique. So as you work on these drills, you're going to be doing things that are unfamiliar, they're uncomfortable to you, they're awkward. It's very normal not to hit perfect shots right away. You have to stick to the routine, you have to look at the camera and start building up your confidence and convictions with this unfamiliar position. So I'm going to do this again, focusing on the same things here. Much better contact, I hit a high draw. You don't want to get too caught up initially in the outcomes, because you have to first get through that awkward phase of doing it correctly, confirm it on video to start building up your confidence and conviction. All right, now when it comes to step 3, the real big key here to becoming a drawer of the golf ball, it's creating a position where the club face is slightly open at impact so you can start the ball away and draw it back. That is correct. The club face needs to be slightly aimed, for me, to the left, a right-handed golfer to the right at impact. Believe it or not, if you look at drawers of the golf ball, their club face is aimed at where the golf ball starts at impact. We're talking about 1 degree, 2 degrees, 3 degrees, not 10 degrees to the right or left. And so how does that happen? It's because of forward shaft lean. If I have forward shaft lean, the club face naturally opens a little bit. If I have flipped or scooped, the club face is all of a sudden aimed very right for me as a left-handed golfer, or very left for you if you're a right-handed golfer. We don't want that. We want forward shaft lean, and we want that club face slightly aimed to the left for a left-handed golfer, to the right for a right-handed golfer. So the way we're going to simply work on that, we're going to preset impact, weight forward, hands forward, club face slightly open, and then we're simply going to try to keep our weight there, go halfway back, halfway through, and just feel that club head lagging behind our hands, never passing our hands. If we can confirm on video that we're executing that with correct form and technique, then we're going to take a look at tour players to confirm and see and understand that pattern. So if we take a look from the face-on camera angle here of Nelly Korda, as she works from P4 down to impact, we're going to see that the club head is always lagging behind her hands, especially at impact. There's that forward shaft lean, so she can execute push draws. And then again, let's take a look at another example so we can just build in that visualization. Charlie Wee, face-on swing here, P4, working down to P7 impact. At impact, glove hand is closer to the target than the club head. That means there's forward shaft lean. That means the club face is in a position where we can hit push draws. So now it's time to execute the drill. So we're simply going to take a rehearsal swing, club head lagging behind hands. This isn't about how far, it's just about implementing that new drill. Hit that one really solid, felt pretty good, but I'm not gonna trust my feels. I'm gonna take a look at the camera. Really, this one's from the face-on camera view. Did I execute elbows close together, weight forward? The club head lagging behind the hands, never flipping, scooping, and getting too rehinged early in the follow-through. So if you execute each and every one of these pieces, because fixing a slice is not as simple as changing your grip. You really need to take a look at patterns in your golf swing and match them up to set you up for success to hit push draws on repeat and understand why. I'm Coach Andrew Banner with Golf Solved. If you've really enjoyed this content, please subscribe to my channel and like this video. If you have any questions on specifics, within this video or something you'd like to see in the future, please ask your questions below in comments, and I will create more content to help you play better golf.